This episode of Riffs on Riffs is brought to you by DistroKid.
Don't miss a special offer on November 19th from Botox Cosmetic on Botulinum Toxin A, the one and only product of its kind FDA approved for over 20 years. Buy one $50 gift card and get one free while supplies last. Terms and conditions apply. For prescribing information and box warning, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
Well, hello, and welcome to Riffs on Riffs, where today I think we're going to take a different tack, Toby. I think we're going to need to alternate between speaking and then singing the vast majority of the show. So, since you are the actual golden pipes in this dynamic duo, I'm going to need you to kind of take over and get going.
What I would say is today's our conversation will be unlimited.
Oh,
that's what we're going to do today.
Look at you. That was well done, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. And for the listeners, if you don't know, now you will know that the song that we are doing today is Defying Gravity from the Wicked soundtrack, sung by, I pronounce her name wrong. So Joe, help me out, but you know the names probably better than I do. At least the pronunciation.
Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth.
Yes, well, that was the first version.
I know, I was just messing. Oh, Ariana Grande. That's how you pronounce that, Toby.
There we go, Ariana Grande. But we also have to mention
Elphaba.
Elphaba, but her real name is Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah, it's one of those that looks, well, when you see her full name, I'm like, I'm not even going to take a stab at that. But yeah, if we just go with Cynthia Erivo, it's a little easier.
Yeah. Are you familiar with this song? Have you seen the movie? Have you? Yes.
So, no. First of all, I'm just going to go on record as saying I love this song. To me, it is a masterclass in songwriting and how to build a masterpiece. But I'm familiar with it because I saw the musical back when it was touring around here, I don't know, many years ago. So I saw a touring production here in Cleveland, which, by the way, I've recently learned that the Cleveland theater scene is ranked in, I think, size and wait lists. So it goes New York, Chicago, and then Cleveland. So,
good.
Yeah, our theater district is amazing. And so there's always just great shows coming here. And this is kind of the first stop for, that kind of thing.
I love seeing shows in Cleveland. I remember watching Hamilton there and many other shows, The King and I there. It's worth the trip.
It is. Playhouse is a great area, great place to grab a dinner and do the things. So, but yeah, so I had seen the touring production. And then, of course, I went back because the first act, I think similar to the movie, which I haven't seen, but I'd love to get your take on. The first act of the musical ends with Defying Gravity. And so it's this epic production. And one of the things I learned is how they pull off her kind of flying and they would have like no fly performances in case things went haywire as far as the equipment and stuff. But it's just such a great song and such a build to the end of the act. And I was like, there's songs that just hit you in the gut and move you. And this was one of them. And so I went back and I looked it up. And then, of course, you've got Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth on like one song. I mean, come on, what are we doing here? So the last thing I'll say before I turn it back to you is I was like, oh man, like those are huge shoes to fill. I know we've known for a long time Ariana can sing.
Yeah.
Cynthia, we've known can sing, but it's still a tall order to pull off this song. And so to hear their version and realize like, they're bringing it it was really nice and refreshing. And I kind of sighed like a little bit of relief and was like, okay, I dig it. Let's go.
For sure. I think that you remember back in math class where they
try not to think of any of those days, if I'm being honest.
What did they say? Like, it was all of this is this, but not all of these are that. I want to do it right. I don't know if it's like all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
Oh, I got you. Yeah,
something to that effect.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this, like all Broadway singers, I feel, can sing And they can sing either Broadway or pop, but not all pop can sing Broadway.
Amen.
For anyone that had a doubt in the world, in their mind, that Ariana is not the real deal, this should just shut them up immediately. Like just shut them up. I think she did a fantastic job. I mean, her voice. It's hard to. We've talked about her on this program several times. I think that she's a diva. Period. I think she's upper echelon. To me, she's got one of those voices that is just stands the test of time. I think she's fantastic. I love it. But I'm not even going to spend the lion's share of my time talking about Ariana, because Cynthia, to me, this is all her. And I think she killed this song. I think she absolutely killed it. Watching it on stage, and I'm glad that I will say this, like, I wish I could have seen the actual stage performance, the actual theater performance, see the whole thing. Because it is, there's got to be some differences made with that in the movie. But man, I really enjoyed the movie a lot. Never having seen the stage performance, I really enjoyed the movie a lot. And I'm telling you, the special effects, especially with that, I think it made a difference in the overall presentation of it. But the singing is the singing. And, if we're just focusing just on that, I'm telling you, I had chills listening to it.
Right.
Like, I've heard the song plenty of times. I've heard it so many times, right? But to see it in context of the show is amazing. It is amazing. So if you haven't seen it, please do. And I will say this: a lot of it. So the singing is beautiful, right? They're singing with all their heart. You can tell that there's something to it. But in context of the show, when we're talking about storyline, of overcoming, being the underdog, and making it through that colorism, if you will. I mean, there's so many themes that they packed into this. I mean, in kind of me coming into it, I wanted to come into the movie theater blind, like not knowing what it's truly about. I know it was supposed to be like a prequel. I know it's a different take on it. Okay, that's all I needed to know. I intentionally did that, and then to come in there and to walk. I'm so glad that I did, because I walked away a very happy individual. I felt full. Like, yep. That was it.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing the movie. I have not yet, but I will definitely be. So you mentioned the story itself, and I did not realize. In fact, you were kind of the one who turned me onto this initially, because we were just kind of chatting back and forth, and you mentioned the book that you were going to go back and read, which came out in '95 by Gregory Maguire. It's The Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, which was his take on the original Wizard of Oz tale, which was written by L. Frank Baum in 1900. And so I knew that Wicked is obviously clearly based on the Wizard of Oz. I actually thought, and I don't know where, you remember Maleficent, that movie that Disney did and all of that. So I'm assuming that either that idea of, hey, we don't know the full story, it probably came from Wicked. I mean, I'd have to think about other stories where, this is not a new trope, but I'm curious. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So I don't know if Maleficent came after that or before that or what. But
let me see. Let me find out. So Maleficent, the film was 2014.
There you go.
The story, okay, it came under development as an animated project in 2003.
Got it. Okay.
When was it written? I mean, that's the earliest date that I'm seeing here. Let me throw something else out to you. And I definitely think all of these were afterward. I think Maleficent was after, and I think that the story about Cruella de Vil, which is another one, it's a different take, the one with Emma Stone, I want to say, which is another great movie, right? Yeah, where they say, hey, they're basically telling everybody, hey, you don't know the whole story. Let me show you how this person got to this point, and there you have it. But when it comes to this, I mean, this book was written back in the 90s. I mean, we're talking
95, like that's when it came out.
95?
Yeah.
So I want to say that, I mean, and there have been things like this that have been done before in the past. I'm not saying this, that, he's not the first person to do this, but to take such a storied book, right? Such a famous book, and like, yo, let me just twist this because you don't know the whole story behind this. When you figure this out, you felt, dude, it made me feel things.
Well, and it's not only a beloved book, but it's an iconic movie, right? Like you're subverting all of what we kind of have known. And I also have not seen what was Michael's take on Oz?
Michael
Jackson.
Wiz?
Yeah, the Wiz.
Wiz.
I've never seen
Wiz, yeah.
I've never seen that.
That's all right. You might be okay with that.
Okay.
You might be all right.
Not seeing it? Maybe don't see it is what you're telling me.
You might be all right. You might be okay with that. Oh, my God. Woo, it's a great idea.
Man, I guess even Michael has his musical missteps. But what I thought was cool is in the original book, the witch was not named. She didn't have a name. And so when Gregory Maguire was writing his 95 retake, he took L. Frank Baum's initials, LFB, and that's where he came up with the name for Elphaba as kind of an homage to the original author. And I was like, wow. That's cool. It's just a cool little tidbit that I thought, well done, sir. Nice work.
I'm glad that you said that because I was wondering how they came up with a name like Elphaba. Dude. Please, somebody tell me. Throw me a lifeline here. Because my God, I have never. I mean, look, Galinda, whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
I've heard that. But Elphaba, wow.
Well, it was basically like they took some noodles and put them in a bowl and put some broth on it, and they had alphabet soup. And they was like, we'll just shorten that. We'll just go with Elphaba.
Yeah. So you're saying they basically... What was that game we used to play back? Boggle?
Boggle. Man, I love me some Boggle.
Of course you do. And of course you did. You like Wordle, too. We both like Wordle. So, I mean, this all makes sense.
I like all the words, my friend.
It's a poor man's non-technologically advanced version of Wordle. It's Boggle. That's all that is. Man. We act like Wordle was some gift from heaven. We act like it was manna. It's just Boggle.
I'll be damned.
I'm
out of mana.
Right. That's it. That's all we're talking about. That's it. It's hilarious. We figured it out. Look at that. We figured it out. Their stock's going to plummet overnight. Look at that.
Boggle's going to make a comeback.
Boggle's definitely coming back. You can play Boggle. The only thing wrong with Boggle is that it's noisy.
It is noisy.
Is that you shake that around. Listen, you are disturbing. You're not carrying that in your book bag sitting.
This is what we're going to do, Toby. We're going to invent a soft cover, like a cloth version of Boggle. Like the letters will be, right? So you could play in the middle of the night. You got a Boggle hankering at 3 a.m. You get up, you go shake that thing. Man, I hope nobody's listening.
Hankering? I love that. You say, we are going
Sometimes you get a hankering for Boggle, people.
We're bringing it all back. We are bringing... I haven't thought about Boggle in years. It is mind-boggling to think about how long it's been since I've talked about Boggle. No one talks about you're old school. Listen, if you talk about Boggle, then you've heard of terms. You watch shows like DuckTales, right? You remember the Mickey Mouse Club from back in the day. Yeah, you remember the Electric Company. You were
3, 2, 1 contact.
Junction, what's your function?
I'm just a bill.
I'm just a bill. All of that goes in line if you know what Boggle is.
Either that
or your parents did a good job.
We've endeared ourselves to half our audience and completely alienated the other half over the last 5 minutes.
Listen, the Google searches for Boggle just went up. I guarantee you.
You're welcome, Hasbro, or whoever owns.
Whoever it is. Hasbro's about to buy him overnight. All right. Okay.
Back to the topic at hand in Defying Gravity.
Yes, sir.
In the movie, right? Is this, did you say you got chills? Because that was my experience in the theater.
For sure. Absolutely.
And it's still my experience. If I sit down and I just listen, this song will give me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Because it's that good. It's such a great song.
But why do you think it's good, though, Joe? Because I'm really trying to figure out why I am so moved by this. I mean, there are a lot of times where I hear great songs and I am moved. And sometimes I don't necessarily want to dig into, take the song to the lab to find out why I'm moved. But I know how you are because you ask a lot of questions. So I figure
I know how you are. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, buddy.
You're going to want to know, like, what is it about this song that does it for you? Because you're not alone. There are a lot of people.
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of little girls dressed like princesses that sing this song on a regular basis. So what is it about this song?
I think it's a number. First of all, I think musicals in general have that ability, and whether it's a pacing, like in this song in particular, you have pseudo spoken parts, then you've got this kind of replaying of the main chorus theme, but it's done in different ways. You've got pauses and breakdowns where it's really kind of almost goes down to a single voice or a moment of beat of silence. And then by the end, man, that orchestra kicks in. I love the drums on this track. Especially at the end when they just start going. It's not quite a double time feel, but they definitely pick up the pace to kind of keep up with. Mm-hmm. And I think the other beauty is, this is what my initial impression of Idina Menzel when I heard this version. And then, of course, when she did Frozen and all of that, I right. love that her two main roles are Elphaba and Elsa. I just think that's fun.
Right.
But you hear a voice like that, and it's one of the few times where you think, and Cynthia does the same thing. Like anybody who can pull off this song makes you feel this. It feels like there's no top end. That it's going and then it rises and then it builds and then it rises and then it keeps going and going. You're like, well, this can't go anymore. And then it does. Right. And then it's just like, this is, you used the word earlier. It's unlimited. Like, I feel like there's probably not a note that these people can't sing, which is crazy, but it just seeps into your pores and into your soul, and you can't help but get sucked along to that. You're just like, I'm on this ride, I'm on this journey. Where is this going? And then lyrically, it's so intense because if you know the show, there's this parting of these two good friends, and it's an emotionally charged moment. And then, of course, at the end of the song, when, all the people of Oz are coming to come get her and all of that, and she's literally rising above, there's just so much that goes into it. So, yeah, I don't know.
I'm very well known to forget words on stage when I'm performing music in songs. That is, unfortunately, this is where we're at, guys. You just kind of live with it. Now, look, I practice to kind of overcome that. And even when I'm on stage, if I'm performing something, a song that is like, hey, it's these exact words at this exact time, I do my very best to make it appear like I'm looking at specific people, but not to get sucked into looking at people's eyes, right? Because I get, it's distracting.
Yes.
But what I will say is that there are certain songs where, if I'm listening to them at the right time, dude, it doesn't matter if I'm driving, if I'm I can lose time. Mm-hmm. And this is one of those songs. And in The Greatest Showman, right, it's Never Enough, right? Lauren Alred, right? It's in, I would say in Frozen, it's Let It Go. There are certain songs that just get you there. And
Moana, How Far I'll Go. Ugh, that one gets me there.
Look, there's just certain, right? It's the E-spot thing we were talking about, right?
It's
it's those songs, but
that's the emotion spot for those of you who are not longtime Riffs listeners.
For the latecomers, right? For the latecomers is right. But I'm gonna tell you this: Idina Menzel just happens to just find the songs and the music and the parts to do it. I mean, whoever is her manager deserves an award by himself for the job that he's done to get her because come on, I mean, she's doing it obviously, but I'm just saying.
That's my next question is how many people can pull this off? There's not a lot of people that can pull this song off, period, and pull it off well. So I'm curious what the process was to find Cynthia. I mean, she's got a long history of her own stuff, so it's not like people didn't already know. But was there an audition process for this movie, or was it nope, you're one of the few people that can pull this off?
Broadway actors and actresses, Broadway performers, we don't look at them and give them the proper respect that they deserve. It is you can see like with the Defying Gravity at the end of that song when Cynthia, like the music just stops and she has that last little riff that she does. I'm like, look, you are going to find it very difficult. You're going to have to go through a lot of a lot of neighborhood choruses, chorus lines, choirs, and a lot of. You're going to have to travel to a whole bunch of cities to find someone that actually has a lot of Baptist churches to find someone that's going to be able to belt this out the way that she does and stay in tune. And here's the thing, man. You feel like she gave it 90%.
Yeah.
You know, and her 90 is other people's 110. I want to say that. She gave it her 90%, but she still felt like she could go even harder if she wanted to.
Yes.
It's like, come on, girl.
Yes.
Come on now.
It feels unlimited. Like we're just going to keep going. You need me to go higher? You need me to put more oomph into this? I can.
So here's the other thing. Let's talk about the construction of the song a little bit, because I feel like the song is very, very popular.
I mean, this album's number 2 on the charts right now, or it was number 2. It's number 6 as of today, but that's in large part because of this song.
So have you thought about that unlimited somewhere over the have you figured have you thought about that, how close that is? I mean, it's right there. Dang. And they lead you to it.
Ooh.
They lead you to it.
Dang, Tobe, that's good. Is that your own observation? Did you?
It is my own. I don't know if it's written anywhere, but that's what I
you heard it here first, people.
And I felt from it. Yeah. It's a riff special. Riff special. You heard it here.
That Boggle, I feel like we're just dropping some.
My job is done. Dude, when I match those notes up, I'm like, what? Yeah. What is it? Oh, that's it. That's
familiar because everybody knows that song too.
They do, and it's not like it's not a huge part of the song at all. No. It's really that
it's just a little,
part is not a huge part of the song. It's just paying homage right to what's happened before.
Yep.
And it is a sonic Easter egg, if you will.
Ooh, nice.
And those are in. You can do that in you can do that in music. You can hide that stuff. I love finding those Easter eggs like in hip hop songs, right? You like, oh, he's talking about that. Oh, he's talking about that, or she's talking about this. But in this song, like sonically, you do that. It's like, ooh, I see what you're doing.
Why did we start this show? All those years ago, we started this show because we thought, man, there's a lot of cool stuff that is in popular music that's sampled or reinterpolating stuff from previous. So kudos to you for bringing it full circle and finding that little nugget. I think we need to put this one up on Who Sampled and get you some kudos for that.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
This episode of Riffs on Riffs is brought to you by DistroKid, your ultimate partner for taking your music to the next level.
With DistroKid, uploading your songs or albums to online stores and streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music is easier than ever. Plus, you can easily pay your collaborators with splits and send large files securely to anyone with Instant Share.
And guess what else? You can get a YouTube official artist channel for free via DistroKid. You can send credits to stores, and you can use Hyperfollow to promote your release.
DistroKid has everything you need to succeed in the digital music landscape.
But that's not all. DistroKid now offers a convenient mobile experience with the DistroKid app, available on iOS and Android.
With the app, you can manage your releases, track your streaming stats, and even withdraw your earnings, all from the palm of your hand. And for the artists looking to perfect their sound, there's Mixia. With Mixia, you can put the finishing touches on your tracks in minutes, ensuring they sound polished and professional every time.
And if you need to share large files securely with collaborators, producers, or playlist curators, look no further than Instant Share. It's free to send up to 1 gigabyte of files, and your music will stream at the highest quality, making the best impression possible.
So why wait? Elevate your music career today with DistroKid and unlock a world of possibilities.
Riffs on Riffs listeners get 30% off their first year at DistroKid by going to distrokid.com/VIP/riffsonriffs.
Experience a membership that backs what you're building with American Express Business Platinum. Unlock over $3,500 in business and travel value annually with statement credits on select purchases from brands like Dell, Hilton, and Adobe, and other benefits. American Express Business Platinum. There's nothing like it. Based on total potential value of statement credits on select purchases and other benefits, enrollments required, monthly and other limits and terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum.
Are you a forward thinker? Then you need an HR and finance platform that thinks like you do. Workday is the AI platform that helps propel your organization, your workforce, and your industry into the future. Workday, moving business forever forward.
The other reason this song is so intense is lyrically. I mean, this idea of defying gravity and overcoming and being like, you know what? I'm going my own way. I'm going to go do my thing, and I'm getting after it, and can't bring me down. Like, no one's going to, I'm good. Look out. So it's so empowering. It's so visceral, and you feel like, this is where I'm headed. Get out of my way.
You know, the lines like Elphie, listen to me, just say you're sorry.
Right.
You can still be the wizard. What you've worked and waited for, you can have all you've ever wanted.
Hey, you know what? Shut up and dribble.
Right? Dude. I mean, that's it. She's like, I know, but I don't want it. No, I can't want it anymore. And then she's talking about something that's changed inside her, and just something's just not the same. It's different now.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about, she's like, close my eyes and leap. Oh my God. I mean, you're stepping into the unknown. You're willing and daring to be different, and thus defying gravity. I mean, come on. Look, there's so many different themes to this. And I know there has been some hoopla in regards to, you know, how this movie is advocating certain LGBTQ themes or whatnot.
What?
Look, to a certain extent, it is, and it's fine. It is, and it's fine. It's all good. It's beautiful. What's the problem? I don't see a problem at all. I love that aspect of it. I love the diversity they put in. Because it was very intentional, the diversity they put into this film.
Okay, good.
If you look at it,
it's the same backlash we got against Hamilton. Like, okay, well, what's the, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry it makes people uncomfortable, but yeah, what's your point?
And your point is, exactly.
Okay.
But dude, but to me, with all that being said, because it's not, and here's the reason why I'm mentioning it. Here's the reason to me why it's important. Because there is some bullying going on in this film.
Oh, yes.
Right? The story. There's some bullying going on. All right. Now, the bullying doesn't necessarily come from just one type of character. All right. The bullying is coming from a lot of characters that look different.
Yeah.
Right. That, to me, is an important theme or sub-theme, because bullying can be done by anyone, right? Anyone in a position of power, whether that be situational, whether that be hierarchy, or whatever the case may be. To me, it hit different. Elphaba is green, right? She's green. She has green skin, all right? And she doesn't have the power or the strength of She-Hulk, but she got a little something else for you. You know what I'm saying? She's still different. You know, but here you are with all of that, and you're being discriminated against by a bunch of different people. I thought the aesthetic that they framed this story in was important, and I think that it made the themes even more prevalent, even more important, even more necessary to actually talk about.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned the bullying aspect, and what do we see is, a lot of times people who have been bullied will then start bullying. And I'm not in power. I'm getting pressed upon. So who's beneath me, or what can I create, or how can I put somebody in a situation where I can exert some power and influence over them, and on and on and on it goes.
Yeah. Sad.
We need to do better, people.
Oh, for sure. But here to me, the beautiful thing is that at least we are recognizing it. There's a reason why this song is as popular as it is. I'm just hoping that the little girls and little boys that love this song and don't really know why they love it are really going to be starting to pay more and more attention to the lyrics as they get older, and like, let me help someone someone else defy gravity. Let me lift someone up. Let me pull them up. Because to defy gravity, you don't have to fly to be able to defy gravity, right? Literally standing up or helping someone up is defying gravity. So we don't have to think about it in these grandiose terms or what have you. Lifting someone up, I think that's one of the best things that we can do. You know what I always say, Joe, when we talk on our video chats from time to time, I'm like, hey,
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna say it for you. This is what Toby says to me. If you can't make it a great day for yourself, make it a great day for somebody else.
That's it.
And
that's it.
And I love that, that connection between, it's such a beautiful thing you just said. Defying gravity could be as simple as helping somebody up.
That's it.
Man.
That's it. Helping somebody. That's it.
You were dropping bombs today.
Look, there's a reason why people don't like musicals.
Really? What is it?
Well, they're long. They are long. That is one reason why people don't like it. They're long, dude. It's long. But here's what I'll say. Learning is oftentimes a long process. It's not
always
something,
a long
process.
Times,
it's right. It's not something you're going to get on your first time. You're going to have to hear this over and over and over and over and over again, right? I think that learning and so a lot of times and it seems the longer that this form is, I think the more that people are to liken it to real life. Like, I'm not sure how long Rent is, the movie Rent or the show Rent is, but here's what I'll say to that. That show is nothing but pain, right? It's a lot of pain shown in that.
There's a lot of pain.
But the longer that pain is, you're like, Jesus, if this could just be 90 minutes, we're good. I can get out of this. We're good. It's 2.5 hours
2.5 hours of pain, of watching people suffer.
Yeah.
And I think that is part of the issue with musicals in general, is they're tackling really hard issues that are not fun. And this is not necessarily, it is going to be a moving experience. It may not necessarily be an enjoyable experience. One of my all-time favorite songs from a musical, or just in general, a song that will, when it's done well, will, again, literally give me goosebumps and all of the emotional feels, is from Les Mis, I Dreamed a Dream. And I mean, you talk about another 3 hours of pain. That musical is rough, but it's such an important tale to tell. And then, even in Anne Hathaway's movie version, she does such a great job of epitomizing the pain and agony of that song. Anne's a decent singer. I'm not just going to say she's, whatever, but she pulls it off and she does a great job. But I think that's what musicals do, is they just I think that's why people don't like them. Is they're rough sometimes.
I think it's a contributing factor. We'll say that is a contributing factor. And look, when we looked at you talk about The Greatest Showman, right? Never Enough. That song, which I love, and look, I will damn near fight with anyone who says there's anything wrong with that song. But here's the thing. That song was written like a typical song. And by that, I mean that she performed that song on stage as a song. So, it is what it is. Now, when we talk about Defying Gravity, right, it's in the middle of all this stuff going on. It's in the middle of action. So, if you're listening to it, it's like, yo, you're in it. You're thrust into this situation, like, oh my God, I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy too. It's different. And I feel, like I said, I think that sometimes that throws people off in regards, because it doesn't necessarily subscribe to the conventional song.
You have to absorb the content of what's being said in a way that pop music doesn't make you, it doesn't force you to. If I want to understand what's going on, I got to have at least a little bit of backstory of what the show is about or what these characters are doing. If I turn on the radio and somebody's just, babbling about, whatever, how much money they have, and then it's like, okay, I can either choose not to pay attention or just like immediately absorb it and get it. A musical song, I think, requires a lot more investment on the listener's part.
And I'm not trying to be smart alecky at all, but does a large percentage of the population, do they listen to the words? They might know the words, but are they really listening to the music? Because I think that if they did, I think maybe the song choices would change. And here's a case in point. So I'm talking to a friend of mine, and it's funny, like I've done the same thing. So I'm not throwing any shade at this person at all. But we were talking about songs on the radio. And I remember coming upon the same thing with Shiv. It's like, look, when he was younger, when it came to driving him to and from, places or whatnot, I had a curated playlist that we could play. I am not playing just anything on the radio because I know this kid's going to absorb it and sing whatever.
Spit it right back out.
Right. If he's going to sing WAP or WAP or something crazy, that's going to be a problem. You don't even know the words that he's singing, right?
Right.
And I remember this person, my friend, saying like it took them weeks to, in like a different setting, hearing another person sing the song, but like, yo, my child sings that song no more. They can't sing it anymore. And it's like, and it's just, and I get it. It's default thinking. This is what we, you don't, every day of your life or every moment of your life, you don't want to be super intentional per se, because it's a lot of effort. And I understand that, but it's one of those things, especially music intake. I feel like we have to be more intentional with that because it affects mood, it affects thought, it affects outlook, perspective. It affects all of those things. So I think we have to be a little more intentional with that.
So speaking of being affected, and we've discussed being affected by this song, what are some other, specifically from musicals, songs that like just get you, that move you in a, not necessarily because they're amazing songs, but they make you have all the feels?
Yeah, well, I mentioned before, Never Enough. I think that's my jam right there. I love it. So we've talked about that here.
Well, I'm going to piggyback on that because I think A Million Dreams from The Greatest Showman. And actually, I think I love, because Pink obviously released a pop version of that. Zendaya is awesome, but Pink is Pink. And the production on that, because it's outside of the scope of the musical itself, is, I don't know, it just, it's more of a dreaming song, obviously, that's in the title, than kind of an empowering and I'm going to go do the thing song. But it's expanding in that same soul landscape where you're like, okay, I can go do whatever and I'm going to. So that's another one.
Here's one for you. Mia and Sebastian's theme from La La Land. Where he's just playing the piano.
Yeah.
Dude, every time I hear that, it just takes me like, oh. So
all of us are not blessed with Toby's golden pipes, but there are certain things that I can pull off. Not being a tenor, I like it when there's every once in a while they'll sneak in a baritone song that becomes a little epic. So The Impossible Dream from Man of La Mancha. Like, I'm not going to lie, Toby, sometimes I'm just driving windows down. Okay, probably windows up because I don't want people to hear me. But I will lean into that one. That's a great one. And again, it's kind of that. Now, it's Don Quixote. He's a little off. But the idea of tilting at windmills and getting after that impossible dream and overcoming and, just kind of sitting into the power of what that song is that one gets me.
I would love for more musicals to be made. I think that there is I think we need more.
I thought we were going to get more after La La Land because I thought that was kind of the revival of the art form. And then, can you think of another one? I mean, that came to film besides before Wicked. I think they redid Cats and that was critically panned. I never saw it.
I think they need to do new stuff.
Yes.
And I think that we need new stories. Like, Cats is old. Old. Cats is old. It's a great story. Les Miserables, old. Yeah. And great story. I think, Wicked, I think was a good step. And I think it's La La Land, obviously great. I think people want new stuff. If you made, especially with the technology that we have today, I think that you could do a live action Frozen and be fine and be great. I think
I mean, they're doing with The Lion King, which I'm afraid to see. I hope they didn't ruin it.
I hope they didn't either. But yeah, but you have that, and I think there's a lot of stuff, that could be done. There's a lot of new stories out there. Just need to be put,
But
put
there's
some music.
but they're still rough. Like Dear Evan Hansen, that's a rough story, right? So even the new musicals are still kind of
painful,
right? It's like a landing spot for people's pain. Which again, those stories need to be told, and I'm not. There's tremendous value in that. But when was the last time I'm trying to think of a happy musical?
Yeah. You let me know when you get there. I
guess Grease kind of is kind of fun, or at least the way it ended is kind of like, oh, they get together and
First things first, get a good story, and then say, hey, let's write music to it.
Yeah,
and then go from there. I don't think you should think of like, hey, we're going to write a musical. No, get a good story first. Yeah. A story, and in this case, we're talking about a story, a happy story, a blah, 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 an uplifting story. But even some of these sad stories, honestly, they, a lot of them uplift me. It's like, what am I complaining about? This girl was green. She went, my God, she went through it.
She went through
it. I tell you what, man, I was blessed that the school that I went to, from middle school, actually, I had a teacher who would show musicals. It's just it's just what we did. And she just showed musicals. And it's like, and everybody, the kids are like, oh, this is whack. But that's how I learned about Oklahoma, or Music Man, My Fair Lady. And, that's how I learned about those. And I know, and West Side Story. My dad was like, oh, you like musicals? Let me show you this. We're going to get you West Side Story. You're going to be singing about Maria for days.
Oh, that's a great
problem,
song.
Joe.
Yeah.
Here's a problem, Joe. There was a girl in my grade named Maria. Okay. And so when I'm trying to hum the Maria song, she was trying to give me the devil. Like, look, good girl. It's not about you. Not about you at all. Not about you at all. Listen, I'm not about to fight for you, fight about you, or anything. I'm not even trying to fight you. I just like Maria. I just like the song.
Did you know, Toby, that I was in 6 musicals back in the day?
I had no clue. Yeah, but I can totally see it.
I was the only 8th grader in a high school musical. And then we had the 4 spring musicals. And then we also did You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown in the fall once. And I got to be, who was I? I think I was Linus.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Joe talks about me singing oftentimes. I'm going to give Joe a little bit of props. Joe does theater in his home, in his community.
I did. He does community once upon a time. Yeah. I kind of miss it.
Good man, you did a good job. You did a fantastic job. We enjoyed it.
I mean, how often do you get to like lean into all of the things? I think that's the joy of theater.
Your maniacal laugh is on point.
I think I do play a good villain. I think I can play a good villain when I have to. But I think the other thing that comes with that, which you can speak to, because back in the day, I used to be able to sing. I can't really sing anymore. I haven't practiced in years. Your voice changes.
Yeah.
It's frustrating for me because I can still hear the same, but then I can also hear that my voice is not doing what I need it to be doing. And so that's maddening. But you have continued across your entire life to keep up your instrument and to improve on your instrument. The fact that Jeremy Jordan is not a household name is mind-boggling to me, because the pure vocal talent of that human is insane. And, obviously he's done a lot of theater and is well known for that. But I mean, if you walked up to the average person on the street and you said, Jeremy Jordan, Ariana Grande, they're going to know the latter. They're not going to know the former. So I think that it's almost like jazz musicians. I think the people who are so tremendously talented, they go to theater because it's the place where you can show your talent. You can demonstrate all of your chops. You can lean into every aspect of performance in a way that I just don't think you can necessarily do as a pop artist.
I mean, my guy, you mentioned Jeremy Jordan. My guy is Leslie Odom Jr.
Ooh, yes,
and I
sir.
think that he is,
yes, sir.
Like you had asked me a while ago, like, Toby, who do you have like a crush on skill wise? And it's like, look, give me that dude all day. If I had his chops, you're talking about a happy camper. I will tell you what, here's one thing I will say is that pop fans and Broadway fans are different. And you want to know who appreciates you more? Yeah, there's money appreciation. There's all that great. I got it. But then there's Broadway appreciation. And I think that's almost on another level. I think it's on another level.
Totally agree. It feels like when you discover an artist or a song that nobody's familiar with yet and you love it, and you're like, oh, it's kind of like my little secret, and then it blows up, and there's a little bit of like, it was kind of fun when nobody knew about this. I think musicals or musical theater and Broadway shows, all of that kind of exists in a larger version of that. It's like, well, it's mainstream, but it's not pop mainstream. It's not over the top. So you still kind of feel like you're part of a little club, or you're part of, I don't want to, you're not part of a cult. That's bad. But you're part of something that feels a group that's not sinister and creepy. You mentioned La La Land, which I think is a great show with great music, but it's also, I'm sorry, that ending sucks. So like it just does. And
oh my
like
God.
It was such a great film in all the way, great musical in all the ways, and then you get to the end and it's so completely unsatisfying. And it's almost like, I think that, Emma Stone, I forget her name in the movie, but who she ends up with, I was like, what is going on here? Right?
Bruh,
and it's just,
have you lived life though, Joe? Have you lived life?
These are supposed to be, so that's my answer to your question. We need more escapism in musicals. So I haven't seen Come From Away, but I would sense that is more of an upbeat kind of, rousing good time. I actually don't know, but just conceptually kind of in my head, that seems like it would be a much happier themed show. I think if we got more of those, and if we had less pain involved in our musical theater and more escapism and kind of epic grand storytelling, romance, whatever, even a song like I first of all, I've never liked the concept of Peter Pan for various reasons. And then I went and saw Finding Neverland, which is basically the retelling of the story of how Peter Pan came to be. And it's a great musical. And it really changed my mind. It gave me a new appreciation for the book, the author, how it came to be. And it, in a lot of ways, is a beautiful, uplifting, amazing story. But, spoiler alert, somebody dies, and that sucks, right? And so it's like, even you can feel all the good things, but you're not walking out saying, man, I am feeling great. You feel pretty good and you feel moved. So I don't know. I think that's it's got a little more escapism, potentially could make it more popular.
I met my wife, and she's Indian, and she was inviting me over to spend some time before we were married, to spend some time with the family. So when I was living in Cleveland, I would go over to the family house, spend the weekend there with them, yada, yada. Or even like a lot of times, it's like even after we were married, we would come and spend the weekend with them. And we would spend a lot of time together or whatnot. And I'm just trying to understand the family and this, that, and the third. And they would always bring up a lot of these movies that they've watched and experiences they've shared together. And I'm the outsider here. I'm trying to fit in. And I would watch some movies from Bollywood, just to try to understand what they're talking about. There's a movie called Mohabbatin. It is on Amazon Prime. I just looked it up. If you got Amazon Prime, go do it. If you got 3.5 hours of time, it is well worth your time. But here's one thing that I'll mention. I remember talking about it with my wife. I'm like, these movies are fantastic. She was like, Toby, I can't watch anymore. I'm done. They're all
really?
They're all sad. They're all this. They're all that. And I'm like, interesting. So hearing you talk about musicals being like, look, we need some uplifting stuff or whatever. Yeah. I'm like, I think that's the secret, dude. I think that they're trying to have a sad story in there, like one part in there, something sad about it.
That's fine, but let's just bring it back. Let's go on the hero's journey and wrap it up in a way that feels like I'm the hero and amazing things are going to happen. Not
what?
Yeah. Have you seen RRR, by the way?
I haven't seen that movie, but I have a very funny story to tell about this movie.
Okay. Oh, I'm here. All right. Story time.
So my mother-in-law, if she is a lovely woman. She is a lovely woman, but she.
Okay, Tobe. You can't say my mother-in-law is a lovely woman, but like
Right, no,
I'm just going to stop. I don't want you to get in trouble, Tobe.
No,
I'm worried. Abort mission, my friend.
We talk about this. We talk about this all the time. So she's a lovely woman, but she doesn't have full grasp of the English language. It's her second language.
Sure.
So you understand that. She's okay. So she's the kind of person, if she thinks that something is good, she wants to share it with the world. As soon as she sees you, hey. And I think it's probably one of the reasons why we get along so well.
Yeah,
if I see something that's
you,
good,
Toby.
Like, look, hey, check this out.
Right.
Hands down, this movie is it. This game is fantastic. This equipment is the bomb, blah, blah, blah. Right. So they're shopping for a sofa, like a new couch. So they go to the store and they're talking to the lady. And these people, couch sales, furniture sales, man, it is all about rapport. It is all about the rapport.
Yes.
Well, they feel like they're getting all comfortable with this lady, and is my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and my father-in-law, and they're all there. And actually, I think my wife is there with them too. And she's talking to this woman. Let's just call her, for the sake of argument, let's just call her Elaine. They're talking to Elaine, and my mom is speaking directly to Elaine. It's like, oh, you've been so nice. You know what? Do you like movies? Yeah, I like movies. There's this movie that's so good. It's called RRR. Now, when she said it, like it's like triple R. And so this lady's thinking nothing but X-rated thoughts in her mind. And the lady's face is priceless.
Dying.
And her daughters are like coming into the conversation like later, like, well, what did mom just say?
Wait.
RRR. Trust me, just watch it. It's wonderful. You will see things you've never seen before. And this lady just wants to
like, you know what? Wayne, can you come help these people?
Yeah, right. Look, but you've got a 60-plus-year-old woman talking to you about a triple R movie.
At least it wasn't XXX.
Right, dude. And I think, you know what? And actually, now that I think about it, I think she might have gotten the letter wrong. She might have said XXX.
Oh,
and the
my
lady's
God.
like, yo. And like, no, first off, it's RRR. Second of all, it is nothing close to what you're thinking. Dude. Hilarious. We laugh about that. Happened years ago. We laugh about it.
Elaine is still telling that story, by the way.
Oh my God, Elaine.
At Christmas dinner, she's like, you'll never believe this story.
My Christmas wish would be that she is somehow, some way, a Riffs on Riffs fan, and here's a story about hers. Like, and then she
reach out to us.
Like, hey, I'm Elaine.
I'm Elaine. That is amazing. So that is our parting gift to you, dear listeners. If you do not own Boggle, remedy that quickly. Please, nobody steal our idea for a soft felt version of Boggle, because that is already Riffs trademarked. And beyond that, we hope that honestly, as we'll probably be well into the new year by the time this episode drops. But I hope it's a year for everyone, that we can all defy a little bit of gravity, and especially in Toby's way of helping each other up. So if you're ever wondering how to do that, look over at your neighbor, look over at the people around you, and say, hey, how can I make their life a little better in a small way today?
Lovely sentiment. I'll say two things. One, I looked up online, and Boggle is already an online word search game. So
you can't play Boggle online. No.
And then number two, I would say, here we are at the end of the year. Granted, the listeners will be listening to this in 2025, but I did want to say a special shout out to Evergreen for allowing us to do what we do. We have so much fun doing this podcast. We so enjoy it. And to bring this joy, instead of it just being you and I talking, to be able to share it with the listener is fantastic. Dream come true, literally. And then number two, I would say thanks to our producer, Chris. I think Chris does a fantastic job.
Chris is the man.
He is the man. I mean, he is the man. He does such a good job with us. We've had so much fun. It's just, we've really enjoyed all the producers that we work with. But I feel like, Chris is just takes the baton and just goes running. I love it.
Chris is like he reminds me of like a 2-year-old in the best way. Because when you get a toddler and you're like, all the old people are around say, oh, if I had half of their energy, right?
Oh,
I feel like Chris is just unlimited energy, and we'll get on a call and he's got 20 great ideas, and I'm like, those are all fantastic ideas, Chris. I don't know where I'm going to find the time or half of your energy, but yeah, he's been amazing. So hopefully he'll stick around too.
Absolutely. And just so you know, since you called him a 2-year-old, your audio is going to sound terrible for the next couple of episodes.
Fair enough. I deserve it. I deserve it.
And then I would say thirdly, Joe, I love our partnership. Thank you so much. Cheers to you.
Love you, my brother. Thank you.
It's been so much fun. It is. I tell you what, the older I get, the more I appreciate good friends and be able to work with someone in a professional manner on a professional project and have this much fun. It should be illegal, literally. So
to be clear, this isn't like a musical where you're leaving me or something and there's going to be a sad, like this is the uplifting part of
this is the uplifting part.
Okay.
Like, look,
there's no butt coming. Okay.
There's no butt coming. We're good.
Excellent. All right, dear listeners, thank you again for joining us on this journey. Be sure to say whatever you want to say to us on the socials because we're listening. We'd love to hear it. And until next time, Tobe, get us out of here.
Well, I forgot to mention one thing here. I gotta say this. I was going to say keep listening, but I want you also to do another thing. Look, go to Spotify, wherever you get your music, and dial up Silver Foxes. Okay, this is our group. We have Joe and I and a couple other of our really, really good friends. We've come together, combined forces and talent. We've come and put, I think, some good works into the world. It's good work. Please check it out. We have 2 songs out currently. One is called Write the Rest. The other one's called Phoenix. Check it out. Enjoy. And with that, we say keep listening. Huzzah.
In every kitchen, there's a story, a favorite recipe passed down through generations, filled with love, laughter, and the taste of home. This holiday season, celebrate your family's traditions. Share the dishes that bring everyone together and keep those memories alive for the next generation. Visit app.heirloomfamilyrecipes.com today to start preserving your family's cherished food recipes and memories.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.